All right, we are looking at the CWLH9 in stainless steel from the Ventahood collection. You're going to notice this hood is outfitted with dual level LED lighting. It's also got a patented filterless blower system. And you remove this tray where the grease liquefies in the centrifuge and drains from a hole into this removable tray. The cleanup process can take less than a minute. Please note that this hood is 21 inches deep. It is perfect for a drop-in cooktop, illustration number 1. And if we're looking at illustration number 2, this is a capital connoisseurian range that we sell at kitchenfoundry.com. This range is going to project too far into the kitchen at 28 inches in order to give you coverage when you're cooking on those front burners. So if you've already decided that a 21-inch depth hood isn't going to work for your project, please circle back to our YouTube channel. We have plenty of tutorials on 24-inch deep hoods. Looking at our 300 CFM varieties, the CWLH9 comes in a 30-inch width, a 36-inch width, and a 42-inch width. This is coming in at a 5.4 sones at high speed. This is very quiet for the amount of air it's moving. The duct cover options are WDC R&D 1212 for a 7-foot ceiling, WDC R&D 1224 for an 8-foot ceiling, WDC R&D 1236 for a 9-foot ceiling. Please keep in mind, this is going to give you 27 inches of space between the cooktop and the bottom edge of the hood. We feel it works best at this elevation. We can also order you out a custom duct cover to hang it at a higher elevation. Reach out to me on my email portal and I'll quote you lead time and cost for a custom duct cover. Our exhaust options on this hood, Ventahood has 2 different roof caps, the VP539HP and the VP539. Understanding how steep your roof is will give us the answer to which roof cap will work best. We also have a wall louver that is the VP526. All right, so you can back vent this unit using an articulating elbow. If space allows, I usually tell my customers to go up 1 or 2 feet with straight pipe before going into this sweeping elbow. It'll create an even quieter installation scenario for your home. For other tricks and tips on ducting, please watch my videos, Ducting Do's and Don'ts Part 1 and 2 on YouTube. I do sell a lot of these 300 CFM hoods to people with airtight homes because they have criteria, and usually makeup air systems are required in an airtight home. I also sell a lot of these to people that are undergoing renovation. They're pulling down a competitor's hood and finding they have a 6-inch diameter pipe already in the wall, and they don't want the expense of tearing out the drywall to make that duct pipe bigger. So in that scenario, the 300 CFM is a perfect fit. If you absolutely have to have more horsepower, in this scenario, I'm going to direct you over to our M series videos. Our M600 blower can actually drive 630 CFM into that 6-inch pipe. The advantages of the CWLH9 is that it's got this magic lung that's patented. It's easier to clean, and it is easily half of the zone level. But if you absolutely have to have that 630 CFM in that space, you might want to learn more about the M series hood. Now we're taking a look at the 600 CFM varieties of this hood. We got a 36-inch width, a 42-inch width, a 48-inch width. The duct covers are WDC R&D 1212 for a 7-foot ceiling, WDC R&D 1224 for an 8-foot ceiling, WDC R&D for a 1236 for a 9-foot ceiling. Our exhaust options, we got the roof caps, VP541HP or VP541, available at VentahoodParts.com. You got a wall louver, we can use a VP528. And this thing is coming in at 6.5 zones at high speed. So notice the zone level hasn't changed much between 300 and 600 CFM, very little. I also want to bring mention to this VP561 back vent elbow here. Now, this thing is sitting 6 inches high, and I do have customers that have structural limitations that have to turn their air really quickly off the top of the hood in order to back vent. And in those scenarios, that's when I recommend this back vent elbow. Normally, if you have the space, I would always recommend the articulating elbow, because most of what you hear with zone level is the sound of moving air. It isn't really the hood that's loud, it's just the sound of the moving air. And the faster you ask that air to make a hard 90-degree turn, the louder it's going to sound in your installation. All right, now we're moving up to the 3-blower varieties. Now it's getting a little more complicated. Ventahood has a transition called the VP562. It's going to take an 8-inch and a 6-inch round, combine them into one 10-inch round if you have room for a 10-inch diameter pipe in your rafters. These hoods are going to come in the varieties of 54 inches wide and 60 inches wide. You're going to notice that the duct covers are WSDC R&D 2612 for the 7-foot ceiling, WSDC R&D 2624 for the 8-foot ceiling, WSDC R&D 2636 for the 9-foot ceiling. Exhaust options, they have 2 different roof caps for you. For a 10-inch, that's a VP552 or the VP552 HP. And they even got a big 10-inch wall louver, VP554. Notice that the sewn level on this has actually gone down a couple points from the 600 variety of this same hood. That is because they are using this transition to combine these two airstreams, and the sewn level actually went down a notch, making it even quieter to operate 900 CFM. Amazing. And if you can't fit that big 10-inch duct, we can always vent this as 2 separate ducts, an 8 diameter and a 6-inch diameter duct. And we can use a combination of 2 different roof caps and 2 different wall louvers to achieve this. Now we are moving on to the largest of the CWLH9. This is going to be your 60-inch and your 66-inch variety, 1200 CFM. Ventahood now has a VP563 transition available at ventahoodparts.com. This is combining 2 different airstreams into a 12-inch diameter duct. And yes, they do have a roof cap for that big 12. It is the VP553 or the VP553 HP. And you can use their wall louver, a big VP555. Notice that this unit operating at 1200 CFM is 6.6 ohms, very quiet. So here we're looking at the same unit, except we're venting it with 2 8-inch diameter exhaust pipes. So you have the roof caps, you have the 2 VP528 wall louvers in this scenario. So some customers might say, I just can't fit that 12-inch diameter duct, and I really need this horsepower. Well, you might be interested in Ventahood's M series. Going back to the M series, we can actually do 1035 CFM into a 10-inch pipe. So notice that pipe is smaller, and you might have some structural limitation in your home that just can't accommodate 2 different ducts, an 8 and a 6, and you might decide that the overall sewn level is not as important to you, but you want that 1035 CFM in a 10-inch pipe. Then you might want to take a look at Ventahood's M series. This video tutorial brought to you by kitchenfoundry.com. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for visiting. Please comment on the video below. The more you like and subscribe and comment, the better chances this useful information will get in front of others that are looking for knowledge. Thanks so much for stopping in today. Top right-hand corner of the screen, you're going to see my cursor there. It'll take you to a direct email link where you can also ask questions. You can also call me, 949-275-4496. Look forward to hearing from you.